Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top 5 are correct, and then make predictions for next week's top 5. So let's get right on into it. Last week, I predicted that number 1 would be The Secret Life of Pets, number 2 would be Finding Dory, number 3 would be Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, number 4 would be The Legend of Tarzan, and number 5 would be The Purge Election Year. And unfortunately, I only got 2 out of 5 of my predictions right, and how I got 2 out of 5 actually kind of surprised me. Let's go over it. Number 1 was, I don't think this was any surprise, The Secret Life of Pets. This weekend it made $103 million, and that's on a budget of 75, so it's already gotten its budget back domestically. That's very good, and this is the second highest opening weekend for an Illumination Entertainment movie, so I'm sure they're really happy with that. Me, it's fine. You know, I was iffy on the movie as a whole. I liked some parts, but I didn't like some elements of it. I know I'm kind of in the minority on it because it has a 76% on Rotten Tomatoes, so the general consensus is that people liked it. I can understand where people can like it. It's just but overall, it's really good that it made this much money. However, the biggest surprise is number 2. Number 2 being The Legend of Tarzan. That's right. Last week it got number 2, and this weekend it stayed at the number 2 spot, beating out Finding Dory. However, the estimated numbers are very close, so this could change by tomorrow, but as of right now, this is what's happening. Number 2, it got $20,615,000, and that adds to a total of $81 million. So it's still $99 million away from its $180 million budget, but still being able to stick up there at the number 2 spot is actually pretty impressive. And I believe last week it made like around $30 million, so only dropping to $20 million actually isn't all that bad for it. And number 3, if you couldn't tell, was Finding Dory. It made $20,351,000, and that adds to a total of $422 million. So as I mentioned, Tarzan and Dory might be able to switch by tomorrow when the actual numbers come out, but usually the estimates are very accurate, so I'm just going to go by this. It's still very good for Finding Dory because it has already gotten its budget back, and it's made $600 million worldwide and $422 domestically. That's super impressive for it. Moving on, number 4 was Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. This weekend it made $16 million. Now maybe people see the $33 million budget and go, oh no, this means it's bombing. Oh no, usually guys, comedies open in at low numbers anyways, unless it's a really super big comedy or anything like that. Like The Hangover, those movies open with tons of monies on their opening weekends, but this isn't that kind of comedy. Also, it opened the same day as an animated family-friendly movie, so of course it's not going to be able to make as much as maybe it wanted to. I still think it's going to be able to cross that budget, and I still do want to see this movie. I wasn't able to this weekend. I'm probably not going to be able to today, which is kind of unfortunate because I've heard some mixed things about it, and I need to go see it and see what it's all about. Also, I hear that Anna Kendrick, her butt is in it, and I kind of, I kind of want to see that. Moving on, number 5 was The Purge Election Year. This weekend it made $11 million, and that adds to a total of $58 million, which is very good for that movie, and I think it's going to be able to become the highest grossing Purge movie out of all of them because the previous 2 movies didn't gross a whole lot, and the election year is quickly catching up to them, so I think it'll be able to actually outgross them, be the highest grossing Purge movie, and maybe they'll greenlight a 4th one, even though that's not required because they all kind of suck. I haven't even seen Election Year, but what I've heard about the movie, it's pretty much the same exact thing. So I probably will be able to see it eventually. It's just I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to get out of it. Moving on, number 6 was Central Intelligence. This weekend it made $8 million, and that adds to a total of $108 million. Congratulations, Dwayne Johnson. You were able to double the $50 million budget and have another big box office hit. You're such a wonderful man. I love you, Dwayne. Unfortunately, number 7 is not a box office hit, Independence Day Resurgence. This weekend it made $7,700,000, and that adds to a total of $91 million. Now, worldwide, this movie has grossed over $200 million, so that's good for it since its budget is $165 million, but still, domestically, having it bomb like that, especially since the first movie, it was such a big hit, is really disappointing. Also, it doesn't help that it has a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. That really doesn't help either. But also the case with with Tarzan and Dory, this movie and number 8 might actually switch places because they're very close together. Number 8 being the BFG. This weekend it made $7,604,000, so not that far off from Resurgence, and that adds to a total of $38 million. And it's such a shame that it's $102 million away from its $140 million budget. I haven't checked worldwide, but I'm sure it's probably not to its budget yet. That's such a shame. It's directed by Steven Spielberg, guys. It opened at number 4 last weekend, and it's already down to number 8. Are you freaking kidding me? You really want to see the Purge erection year over this movie? Are you... Okay, moving on. Number 9 was The Shallows. This weekend it made $4 million, and that adds to a total of $45 million. It's already almost gone from the box office. That's kind of sad, but hey, it was able to double its $17 million budget. It made almost $50 million, so that's really good for this movie. It's just a really good suspense movie, and I'm glad more people went out to see it. And closing out the top 10 is a movie I've never heard of called Sultan, making $2 million, so... Oh, goody! And now the fun part, the predictions for next week's top 5. Now, guys, if you remember, as I mentioned, I'm going to be on vacation starting July 13th. So not only am I going to miss Ghostbusters, but I'm also going to be missing the box office talk for that weekend. When I get back, the box office talk will go up. Don't worry, it'll be a late one, but it'll still go up. It's just... I'm gonna be enjoying vacation. I'm gonna be missing Ghostbusters too, so that's actually a shame that one of the most controversially anticipated movies of the year is gonna be releasing, and I'm gonna be off at a place where I can't see any movies. It's a big bummer, but don't worry, my reviews for the first 2 Ghostbusters are coming out Monday, tomorrow, so look forward to that. Anyways, my predictions are that number 1 will be Ghostbusters. I heard that it's tracking around $50 million on its opening weekend, so if the movie actually does turn out good, then I think we'll be able to see it become number 1, and I think number 2 will be a very close second for The Secret Life of Pets. Then I'm going to say number 3 will be The Legend of Tarzan, and number 4 will be Finding Dory, and number 5 will be Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. But what are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave them in the comments below, and if you got your predictions right for this week, you're going to get a shout out right now. Unless you didn't get it right, then whoops. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.